Welcome back to another round at Sweet Shots. Lucas Johnson alongside Mark Johnson, Chuck Johnson, and Nick Johnson back in the booth. We're talking all things today. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. How about the basketball game though last night? We can be a basketball podcast for the first.
Yeah.
Did you watch that? As a Minnesota sports fan?
Yes. I'm in.
Did
That was
Twins
crazy.
win last night too?
Yep.
They were up
They came
3-1 when I said they did.
They came back and won. Yep.
Minnesota sports.
Timberwolves are good.
Timberwolves are great.
Timberwolves are really
Nick
good.
and I were talking about it. That was like the best defensive.
Yeah.
Like just about any sport that I've watched. Like they were fundamentally sound when they were playing defense. You watch that defense, you're like, yeah, that's
Agreed.
how you do it.
And that's why I gave up on NBA years ago. Is because they didn't play defense.
There's no defense.
There's zero defense. They're fun to watch.
Charles Barkley said his best defensive team in the league, or maybe ever, that he's seen.
Statistically, they're the
this
lead.
year we're rated number one defense, but ever. In this generation of basketball where defense isn't played, so statistically we are one of the best defenses ever now. I mean, they're the defending champs. It's the lowest I think the defending champs have ever put up in an NBA game.
Well, Jokic had like 6 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were frustrated.
It was the biggest blowout. I think it was the biggest lead
30
by the defending or from like as a past defender champion.
At home.
At home at halftime.
Okay,
It was
but
like
what does
35
it
points.
say
Or ever.
about-
I don't even think it was at halftime.
What does this say about Minnesota sports? We were up 30, and I was still nervous.
I know. When it got down to like 19, I'm like, I was texting my friends, I'm like, this isn't over. Like, as much as
There's a lot of game left here.
You know, you go out a 5-point game all game, and then you go up 19. You're like, okay, we've got this. But when we go up 30 and it gets down to 19, and we're like,
Now you're shaking.
I'm
in your
like, this
boots.
isn't good.
Classic Minnesota.
But that's just Minnesota sport.
But that defense, Barkley talked about, he cited another team back in the day that played great defense.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but they had little guys out on the point. Did you hear him say that?
I did hear that.
Little guys. He goes, T-Wolves, they're all big guys. I mean, how can you even, and they're big and fast and they cover all this space. How do you even get a shot off?
They're long.
They have
like
huge
clip
reach.
of, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of Jaden McDaniels and Nikhil Alexander-Walker guarding
Yeah, where
Jamal.
they just sandwiched him.
Sandwich. He was
Just
so
pestered him.
Yeah,
the
he
whole
was
after that he didn't
flustered.
even
And we did this without, what's his face?
without our best
Had a baby.
without the defensive player of the year.
That's right. Yeah,
Without
that's amazing.
the defense player of the year didn't play, and we
And he blew him out.
wasn't close.
Not
When's the
even-
next game?
Friday, Sunday
In
at
Minnesota?
home. Yep, both at home.
Are you going?
No, maybe.
You're not working. So
Should have bought them before that game if I was going to go.
that's
Now
true.
it's gonna
Now
be
they're going to skyrocket.
Is that a tough ticket? I imagine it's
I would
got to be
imagine-
really
I think.
hard.
Well, when I looked before the series started, it was like $200 for nosebleeds before fees.
So
Wow.
at Sports Talk this morning, they made a big jump. They had the T-Wolves there talking to Marnie Gellner, of course, North Dakota gal, making a big jump. They were talking about in the finals against the Celtics, and then who would Kevin Garnett, be cheering for?
No, yeah.
And they said if Boston was on top of it, they would make sure the first home game that they bring Kevin Garnett out and recognize
They
him.
honor Kevin.
They honor him,
Yeah.
and then he would be. But I guess behind the scenes, he's been like messaging Anthony Edwards, and
He's a big fan of Anthony Edwards. He would not, if we invited him as a Timberwolf to come out before the game, he would say no. He hates our general manager.
right,
Is that right?
Is that a fact?
Hates him. They
general manager or owner?
or owner. Sorry,
Yeah, owner.
they do not get along.
Taylor.
Is that who it?
Yeah, Steele. Because he's going to sell it to
He
Rodriguez.
was going to sell it until we were really good this
Yep,
year, and then
now
he
he
backed out. But
balked
they
on it.
hate each other. He will not even recognize himself being a Timberwolf.
Yeah, he
So
was
our-
since courtside, the old dude.
Yeah.
With the younger looking wife.
And our
next to him.
thought was that when he sold the team to Alex Rodriguez, then we would, as soon as Alex had ownership of the team, he would
Move him.
retire Garnett into our stadium
Oh, I
as,
see what you're saying. Got it.
as a Timberwolf. But because he's good friends with Alex and then Ant, and he loves all those guys, but he just hates our owners. So
That's too bad.
he wouldn't come.
So also in sports is our cousin who's a frequent listener, the Dallas Stars wins their opening series
I
against
saw that against the Knights.
Knights, defending
It's a good
champs.
win.
It's a big series win.
Yeah, the Knights were kind of my team, though. So good for them.
Cheaters.
Who do they got now?
They went to.
I just looked.
No.
Nope.
So
Boston's
Carolina's
in-
playing the East Side. They're playing.
Boston's got the Panthers.
Yep. Toronto got beat out, right? Yeah.
Probably yelling at us.
Is it Vancouver?
Sounds okay.
It is a hockey team that's probably playing right now.
Yeah.
I think it is, guys.
You know what's really weird is I don't follow basketball at all, but I can tell you what's going on in basketball right now. I can't tell you what's going on in hockey because our team's out.
I know.
Yeah.
This is one of
Lose
the this is one of the years where I focus more on basketball than I have hockey, and usually it's the other way around.
Not even close. I mean, I couldn't tell you who's in the basketball playoffs ever, but I can this year.
No, I walked by a TV yesterday here, and I saw the playoff picture for the NHL, and I'm like, wouldn't have guessed any of these teams were actually in it, other than the
Boston.
Boston
Avalanche.
smoked 5-1 last night.
We're
But yeah, there was
Close.
like the biggest Maple Leafs blowout in the playoffs or something like that, where you're smiling. I don't know if
I use this thing on our phones. We
What's
all
it,
have it's called
Avalanche?
Google.
well, I'm filming.
They're
so-
playing the Avalanche.
Avalanche.
That's
Oh, I hate the Avalanche.
Yep. Canucks. Vancouver's playing the Edmonton Oilers. Ooh.
yeah. I tell you, game sevens in hockey
Yeah.
are special.
Yeah, that's fun to watch.
That I don't think much tops a game 7. I think just game 7 in general, playoff, whatever. There's a noticeable shift just from the athletes.
Yeah.
But game 7s in hockey, because it's such a fast-paced game already, plus physicality.
Yeah. I would argue
big
though
time.
my favorite game 7 is baseball World Series. I love
Really?
game 7. I do.
Just pressure scenario.
Yeah,
Like
everything
every
matters.
pitch matters.
Every pitch matters.
Yeah.
It really does. I
Even
love
it-
that.
Yeah.
It does in every game, just like all those sports, right? But all of a sudden, you're right. Game 7 baseball is
Like this is it.
fun.
Make a little mistake and
Yeah, one error, ground ball, just to
Cost you
ground
the
it
World
right to
Series right
shortstop,
there.
and you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh. How about Kentucky Derby? Do you have any? Uh-oh.
I'm up.
Chuck's done. Chuck's gone.
Am I back?
No.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
What was it
IT
Mystic?
guy.
Mystic Dan?
How about
Is
now?
that his name or
Yeah, Mystic Dan.
Dan.
Am I back?
How about that finish? 3
Yeah.
horses were all
Photo
like
finish.
nostril.
Well, we were watching it at a bar,
Yeah.
and Josh Teely was with us. And I don't know, he must not be a big horse race guy,
No.
but he's like, we're getting prepped. Nick and I were like, we like, what was it, 4? 4
Yeah,
was our
number
horse.
4.
We're like, yeah, we're on 4. Josh is like, I don't know much about this. And they start, and he goes, well, how long are they racing for? It's like, it's in the corner, Josh. You can see the circle, and it's coming down. Everybody's, photo finish. Josh goes, is that it? Like, yep. Yeah, that's done now. We're going to figure out who won and move on with our lives. Is that it?
Is that it? So
That was photo finish for 3 of them, right?
Yeah. And the favorite faded. I mean, faded
Yeah, he
bad.
was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bad. So
We
I
had a
had
good pick. He was
fourth place. Yeah.
It was
Fourth of, the 3 finished in first base practically.
Yeah.
Neck to neck, and then ours was
so
right
far.
behind.
Oh, I had the 2-4 in an exacta box,
Did you?
but the 4 finished fourth.
And 2 was the 2 win. Was that the
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was 2 or 3.
Yep.
Nice.
2-8
Mystic Dan.
and 17.
What'd you have? You were
I did a superfecta. I went big. Like
Did you?
go big or go home.
Swinging for the fence.
I
guys
had
were
2
even-
of the 4 horses, but
Oh, you did?
I had that favorite dude that
What was your research like leading up to it? Were you
not much. I
you
just
didn't
went
like
on and watched a couple videos off YouTube of these experts.
experts?
You didn't use strokes gained off the tee?
Weather, turf.
It was wet out
Power,
there.
I
his
know.
power out
It was
the-
really
Right?
wet.
Yeah. No. Who's on blinders? Who's not using blinders? I didn't do any of that.
Is that optional? I don't know much
Yeah.
about horse riding.
Yeah.
Blinders
It's-
are optional.
Yep. It's the trainer's call.
Interesting. I
Goggles.
did not know that.
It's fascinating how sometimes those jockeys, they show them the whip, but then sometimes they actually hit them.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bumping going on, too,
was,
out of their
there was.
second and third place, that Japanese horse.
Yeah.
I did see a video that one of the jockeys grabbed the other jockey when they
Get
were
out.
coming down the. I think it was between the 2 and 3. Grabbing a.
Would
you
that
look it
could be
up?
that could be
There's so much
investigated.
going on.
Would
They
you
did.
guys-
They looked, yeah.
Would you guys dare ride one? Like, would you get on one and go, let's go, boom, a race?
I think we're too big.
I would be too big.
They all weigh like $1.26.
We're not big. We're not very big guys, but I think we're.
Well, the horse could still handle us.
Yeah, I wonder how much we'd slow him down.
Could you handle the horse?
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
There's no way I
You
could do
couldn't
it.
handle the horse?
I wouldn't want to
Would
go
you
that
have?
fast.
Do I have,
okay?
like-
Would you have any instruction ahead of time?
Yeah, do I gotta kind of do like a practice?
It's like that Masters putting deal. Do you get?
Yeah.
Do you get a couple
Sure.
trots
you
around?
get a professional jockey to give you the half-hour overview.
Show him the whip, hit him.
You're
don't
not
think I'm
hitting
I'm not
it.
hitting that horse.
You're not
He's
hitting
gonna.
it.
He's hitting me.
I'm not.
I'm leaving the whip at home.
I'm not
do
gonna need
whatever
this.
you feel is right. You go whenever you
Just
want.
hold
I'm not touching that horse.
Seriously though, would you get on
Nope.
a world class
wouldn't?
horse and go that fast?
I would
I
not.
would.
No
I
way.
would.
Those guys are. How fast are they? Do we know? Like at any idea?
Well,
Like
they have
40
1
miles
horsepower.
per hour? Yeah, go 100.
1 horsepower.
Well, so that's a really good question. We could do the math quick because it takes them 2 minutes, and they're going how far? Chuck, look that up. Well,
I'm on it. I'm on it.
So I
I'm
have
the
a
Google.
question about this whole Kentucky Derby deal. That horse called Secretariat.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
1970 something, right?
Best of all time. You should watch the movie,
Best
Lucas.
of all time. They showed the race again. I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a horse that finished second that was not that far behind him.
No.
Who was that horse? Because that horse probably has the second fastest time ever.
Well, it's not the Kentucky Derby specifically that's not what he's known for. He
Triple
has
Crown.
he's
Well,
the
I
fastest
know
of all
that.
3 Triple Crown races.
I know that, but he has the fastest time at the Kentucky Derby.
Do you know
it's
Secretariat?
never been beaten since 1970, whatever. It's
Right.
like, okay, these horses are phenomenal athletes.
What
They're
about
better
second place?
training.
Yeah.
And we still can't get close to that time. And the horse that finished second
Well,
was not that far behind
Secretariat was massive. Emily told me that
Hands. They measure by hands.
his hands,
So many hands.
but his gait from like when he stepped and ran was like 29 feet.
I got the speed. I have Secretary
29 feet.
To
He's gonna
date,
take-
to your point, his speed has still not been broke.
Yeah.
Record speed.
I think
I'm with you. It's
No,
like-
I think Mark at the time he's the second place horse is up there for like top 10 finishes of all time. I think it's just like you remember 2019
Minnesota Twins, aren't you?
Minnesota Twins. We broke the record
knew
for
this.
most home runs.
Most home runs,
Yankees are
yeah.
second.
Yankees are second. They were what, 5 behind us or something? But they're never going to be remembered as the second most home
Poor
runs
horse.
ever.
I'm with you. That
No one
darn
remembers
horse.
second.
It just sucks.
So, Secretariat's record
Yankees,
speed.
I'm glad they.
I'm with you. 37.5 miles per hour.
Okay, I was going to ask upper.
37.5. No way am I getting on a horse.
That's the record
Yeah,
speed.
to
So
To
they're-
this date, it still
They're
stands.
averaging probably 35 miles per hour then around that track.
Record-breaking speed at the Belmont.
Oh, I'm doing
fastest
that.
record recorded horse, 37.5 miles per hour.
I'd get on a horse that's doing that.
I'd do that. I wouldn't.
wouldn't.
I'm not whipping
No,
it.
you
I can't.
wouldn't.
He's not going to get to 35 if I'm not hitting him, telling him to go. He'll go 30.
Yeah.
It's like a jet ski on land. Its own mind.
Have you watched those jockeys though? They're not riding the horse.
No.
Their
No,
they're
bottoms are
standing
not
up.
on the.
They
Yeah,
are.
they're
They're not.
standing up.
Well, I
So
can-
you're going to stand up?
Do I have to stand up?
I don't think you could sit on a horse going that fast. Could you?
No,
You couldn't. You
No.
couldn't ride it.
you
It'd
have to
probably
be
hurt.
up. You think?
That would hurt so bad.
It would probably hurt.
You would need medical
Well,
attention.
they don't wear saddles, do they? They're not. Do they
There's
have
like a
saddles?
little saddle.
I thought it was just like they draped it over. Why do they need a
not
saddle? They're not sitting down.
Yeah, they
Well, you need it
saddle.
for the syrups. Yeah, the
Come on, think Fargo
syrups, the
Park. We
stirrup.
go watch them.
I am. I don't think they have like a
Yeah,
saddle.
there's a saddle.
Oh, yeah.
Little bit.
I can
It
picture
can't
the
be
guys.
a very big one though, because it's going to slow them down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not bareback.
Well, I know, but I know they have like the little foot kicks.
All right.
on the
Here's what we
side,
need to
but,
do.
Like, when I think of saddle,
Right.
I think of like a cowboy throwing a big saddle over a horse.
No, it's not that.
I know it's
Hey,
not. That's why I was questioning.
Let's
if it's a
invest
saddle.
into horse
horse.
racing.
Let's
Yeah.
get a racehorse.
Let's get one.
And we'll race it here at North Dakota Horse
should.
Park.
That'd be fun.
So we can call it something Sweet Shots.
Yep.
Just
I like it.
long drive.
That's
No,
the name.
you guys don't like that?
I don't. I think you have to name. Yeah, it doesn't the name come from the
Yeah.
One from the mother and one from the
maybe something like
father's
that.
line.
But
Yep.
there was a member at Mord Country Club back in the day that had a horse out there that he was racing, and the name was We Don't Know Yet.
I like that.
Oh.
That's my kind of humor right there.
there's some creative names for horses.
Well, that's like
Look, that's a-
Oh, I know.
I've done that for
It'd be funny
trivia.
to look up as
team
like
names.
some of the
I don't
craziest
know.
horse names.
Yeah. I think we should get on this.
Yeah, we should.
We go
maybe
every
we
year. We might as well
take on
support one.
investors. I mean, how expensive it could be to just start.
You just got to find.
Or you
the
go to a
right horse.
claiming race.
Do we need a trainer, a rider?
I thought you were going to
Well,
do that.
yeah, we got.
Oh,
you
I'll
guys.
ride. Okay.
You're going to have to lose some weight.
I need to start running more.
I got family members that the in-laws, they raised horses. Not race horses, but they raised horses when they were growing up.
So the beauty of Fargo is if we get a horse in it, they have the jockeys. You don't bring your own jockey. They have the cycle of jockeys.
Did I just get fired?
I think you did.
Yeah. They got
You might have the shortest
12
tenured
jockeys.
jockey.
So they would just assign the jockeys that are there.
Well, that can work.
Okay, let's
We just
look
need to
into
find
this.
a trainer now.
We're buying a racehorse.
Grandpa Mike.
Trainer.
It's got to be an
He had
They
a lot
owned
of
a
horses.
horse.
Lots
They
of
owned a
horses.
horse that walked out a horse at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, they always have an accompanying horse.
Oh, yeah.
They have
One of Emily's
Heidi's
friends did
family that had a horse that became that. I don't know how you become that.
He was on. He's a famous TV horse.
Yep.
Walked out a.
Yep, Secretariat back in '73.
No, I'm thinking for a trainer. If there's got to be like an egg college
Somebody that's just
NDSU, like
hungry.
an intern
Yeah.
No,
that's there for
Like a
equine
wannabe trainer?
Yeah,
we could. Yeah, and do
Like,
an internship.
have
We
you
don't even
guys
have to
seen
pay him.
Moneyball?
yeah.
Yes.
we
We're going
trade
to
golf.
Moneyball this
I love it.
scenario.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
love it.
Golf to train our horse.
We're going to Moneyball this scenario. We're just going to piece together a team, form it in the aggregate.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get it up to 36 miles an hour, I think we got a good chance.
Distance
I think
too,
horses
though.
should stretch.
Distance.
Make sure they're stretching
Do some
so
lunges.
you get the range
some
of
horse
motion.
lunges.
Let's revolutionize the sport of
Horse racing.
horse racing.
I think you're onto something. Mm-hmm.
Horse yoga.
It's all the rage in a few years.
How do we know Secretary wasn't doing it
We don't.
Back in the
That's
day.
what I'm saying.
back in '73?
So we just come to the conclusion that Secretariat was a freak athlete of a horse.
That's what we're thinking.
I think he's realistically one of the best athletes of our generation. I mean, of ever.
And that's a whole nother debate. I mean, as a
Can you
horse and
consider-
athlete,
Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Why not?
you have athletic horses and you have
It's a
work
sport.
horses.
It's a sport you can bet on. I mean, it's
Sure,
why wouldn't it be an athlete, right?
it's
I
a
mean,
fascinating sport.
it really is.
Have you guys seen the movie?
Yeah,
Great
Secretariat.
movie.
Yeah, you haven't seen it,
You have to watch it.
boy.
It's actually
think
it's
I am.
really
It's really good.
Really
Does he
good.
get hurt?
No, he's
Oh, then I haven't seen it.
No,
no.
You're not thinking war horse.
Are you thinking of something biscuit? What was that
Sea
one?
biscuit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sea biscuit.
We can come up with better naming than that.
Secretariat. No, that's a great movie.
Secretary. It's not even his real name.
That's right.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Well, don't ruin the show for me.
Sorry.
He wins all of them. Sorry.
In the fastest times. No, that last race will give you chills. Even if you pull up the last
does.
race, like you can watch the actual footage.
Well, and
Insane.
the
How-
build up for it, the
yeah.
pressure. And,
He was never supposed to be a good racing horse.
Yeah,
ever.
and
At
the owner.
distance or speed, because when you purchase horses, usually, I mean, well, because you don't just
claim them.
well, yeah,
You bid?
What are you looking for, Nick?
when you breed horses,
Thank you.
it's tough to breed a combination of speed and distance,
It's one or the other.
specifically
And
in horse
flexibility.
racing,
And now flexibility.
flexibility. But he was like his dad or something was extremely fast, and his mom was awful at distance. Like they were both just fast.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the
genes connected.
She was like, "This is the one. Like he can."
Yeah.
His,
They didn't give him a chance,
His
really.
grandpa, like the horse's grandpa or something, was good at distance, but his mom was awful.
His mutter was a mutter.
His mother
And
was
so
a
they were
mother.
talking, yeah, and then they
Sprints.
and she believed him, like the owners, and they bought him. They're like, I
Cheap.
promise you, yeah, super
Like,
cheap because they were losing the farm.
Yeah.
they had to.
oh, basically, we're telling you the movie.
It's a great. It's really.
It's a really good
It's a
movie.
good story.
It's
good
a
movie.
great, yeah, I'd watch it.
But
Yeah, that
the
last
dude- that
the
last
last race, the Belmont, when
Well, don't ruin it now.
the chills, you get chills
yeah,
watching
every
it's like,
time.
Holy, yeah. Anyway,
Speaking of photo finishes
Are you going to go
and
where
rubbing
I
and
think
racing, did you guys see the
NASCAR.
NASCAR?
yeah,
We're
closest
talking
ever
everything
finish.
but golf, but it's so good this last week.
I don't remember who won. Which of the
yes.
two?
Bush.
It was
Not-
Bush car. Yeah, I don't remember his name.
It wasn't the Ford because Ford
But-
hasn't won this year or something like that, and they've lost by a combined margin of like 0.05 seconds.
And this one was 0.001.
It's unbelievable. I saw that picture.
Doesn't get any closer.
yeah.
Like closer than the horse race, and that was a photo finish.
It's the closest finish in NASCAR
And those
history.
guys were rubbing and racing.
They were.
They were, like,
coming out of the
hitting.
corner. They actually hit each other.
Hitting, bouncing off each other. Like
It's
it was-
crazy.
That's
couldn't
insane.
be closer.
Couldn't be closer.
I'd
That's-
rather do that than ride the horse.
What?
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah, I would.
No.
Yeah, I would.
No, rather do it or like
I would get in a NASCAR and do that.
a single NASCAR or in traffic. Well, you'd end up in the
I've
back
done
of
the
the pack.
single.
I've done that too.
You
I've
wouldn't
done the
last in
single.
So
traffic
it's the
long.
same thing.
I've been in a NASCAR with a professional driver.
I've ridden a
too.
horse before
I
by
have
myself too. Doesn't change the
No,
fact that I want to.
Are we saying ride a horse in traffic or just get on
Yeah,
that
we're
horse and
racing
go?
this horse.
Okay.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
I would rather get in a NASCAR with a professional driver and go than ride on
Oh,
a horse.
with the professional
With-
driver.
Well,
so now you're
that's
riding
too-
Yeah, no,
piggyback with a jockey.
There's no one on the.
That's not
There's
the
no one
same.
on the back with me.
Hold on, Jackie.
Lucas, grab my
I'm slapping the jockey.
wrap around. He keeps whipping me.
That's what I thought we were talking about here. Oh.
No, you're
just kidding.
so
Our horse isn't
I'm just
moving
kidding.
because he's whipping me instead of the horse.
No, you're right. Okay. So would you drive the NASCAR that fast? No way.
No,
No.
the power behind that thing to try to turn.
Well,
the steering wheel?
did you watch is it called Full Speed or something like that on Netflix? It's like Formula One, but the
No,
NASCAR version of
I
it.
haven't.
Great show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just as exciting as Formula One.
Okay.
But the videos that they show and they talk about when you're next to that guy, the pressure differences that are in there, like your netting and stuff's like whipping back and forth, and you bump into the guy, but it's not your choice. It's just the way that the air is moving, and it's so crazy. And
That's
you're doing
insane.
200 miles an hour flat out.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not doing that.
No way.
I'll take 37 miles an hour all day,
Okay.
all day.
Yeah. So in essence, we got a lot of sports. A lot of
also-
fun sports happening.
It's also what, a 3-hour race
Yeah, those guys are
compared
nuts.
to a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I can last a minute and a half around a track
You think?
on a horse.
You might get thrown off in corner
Yeah,
3.
maybe not.
The horse has had enough.
The very first bet I ever made as an 18-year-old at Canterbury Downs, a buddy and I went down there. I bet on a horse, and right out of the gate, take off. My jockey fell off, and the horse won. Seriously.
But you don't get credit.
You don't get credit.
You don't
I
get
went up
credit
there
for
with
that?
my ticket, all excited, like I got the winner, and it was disqualified. So then I'm thinking, do they need the jockey? The damn horse won.
Well, he lost 100 pounds.
126
That's true,
pounds.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not fair. Of course he's going to win.
You're ready. You're just an 18-year-old kid up at the, at the
was.
window.
I won.
But,
Well, that's the Palio over in Italy. Similar. They've got a little. They do 3 laps, and these horses are just like almost worshipped in this community, and they don't need their jockey. They ride bareback around this like quarter-mile circuit. They do 3. One of the corners is less than 90 degrees, and that's where everybody crashes and falls off. Look up the video. It's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's great. They run into each other
Yeah.
in that corner.
And the jockeys ride bareback,
what?
and the jockey does not need to be on the horse to win.
Oh,
And then it's called the Palio because it's a big banner,
sure.
and every neighborhood in Siena has a mascot. So you've got like the dragons and the lions and the
cool.
snakes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And each neighborhood gets a horse, and they do it 2 times a year, and it's this huge celebration. It was
I'll have to look it up.
unbelievable. But the videos are pretty cool. But I wouldn't do that. I would do the Kentucky Derby
Okay.
before I would
It's basically the live golf of horse racing.
do that. Right. That's a good transition. Maybe we should talk about golf. We're half
let
hour
Kep
into
go
this. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Okay, so
Oh, I'm glad I brought it up.
we're going into PGA Championship Series in
Defending champ.
2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after.
Sure.
Brooks is defending champ. He just wins on live.
How do you bet
You
against
got Scotty Scheffler is out for his birth of a kid.
Yeah.
Ludwig Oberg's got knee issues.
Bad knee.
You've got, what was the last thing that they were saying? But Brooks Koepka is still like plus 1,600 to win.
Is that right?
His odds are unbelievable to win. It's like,
What's
I'll
going
throw
on?
$10 on that,
Oh, at least.
at least. So something that, I don't know that the odds, and that was on Saturday or something
Before
like that.
the actual win in the live.
No, I think he won. So maybe, it's 54 holes. So did they finish on Saturdays?
Saturday.
Yeah. So it was after he won, but he was still plus
Or
1,600.
did they finish Sunday?
I'm pretty sure they finished Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we take a boys' trip on Mother's Day up to Hankinson and.
A boys' trip on Mother's Day.
Yeah,
That's-
you proposed that.
Well, yeah, we're all off that day, I would assume. So we go place a bet on Brooks to win.
We're gonna invite the mothers.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But that was my one. I mean, Brooks Koepka's form is dangerous coming into another major.
That's fair.
How about John Rahm? How did he play last week?
He's cooling off. That was the last thing. John Rahm's cooled off.
Yeah.
John's not playing all that well.
Doesn't JT usually play well at
Valhalla.
And he's from Louisville. That's where
What
Valhalla is.
What a sneaky pick on JT. He's been
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago he won PJ?
after the
Come
collapse
from
by
behind?
what's his
Yeah,
name?
Mito Pereira.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Huh?
He was down like a
He-
bunch of
it
strokes.
was
wasn't
9
it? Like
strokes,
9 or 10
I think.
strokes. Yeah.
It was like one of the largest comeback margins. And then at last year's PGA, if you watch Full Swing, last year's PGA, he made the toast. And he toasted Mito Pereira
Yeah, he
because
did.
without him, he wouldn't have been there. Little dig. That's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's tough. How about you? Did you guys watch any of the golf from this last week?
Did not.
The CJ Cup? It's your tournament.
I
Chuck.
know. My namesake. I missed it.
For what it was worth, I mean, there weren't any big names really
Okay.
that I could.
Zach Johnson was
Zach
in the
Johnson
mix
played
on the
well.
weekend.
Was he really?
But it's a birdie fest, and he didn't make enough
go
birdies
well.
on the weekend. But
There was
Who
a
ended up winning it? Pendrith? No.
Pender,
Yep, Taylor
Pender-
Pendrith,
yeah.
his first win on
Good for
tour.
him. Okay. Did
What's
Hoagie
his
play?
name? Hoagie did play.
He did
solid, but not
40th, 41st, T40. He did bogey free on Friday, and it's just
Got to make a
you
lot
got
of
to
birdies.
you got to make a lot of birdies. I think he was 13 or 14 under,
I
and
saw his putting wasn't very good, so the putting let him down again. But he's playing this week, Wells Fargo,
Where's that event? The Wells Fargo?
Quail Hollow,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
which is a good one. Yeah, he had a 16-year-old make the cut
Yeah.
this last week.
Wow.
CJ Cup. A lot of good. It goes back to just there's so much talent out there.
Right.
You got a 15-year-old on the Corn Ferry Tour and a 16-year-old on the PGA Tour,
That's crazy.
and
That
we're
is
sitting
crazy.
here. You know,
Yeah.
I gotta work on my
Talking
putting.
about racing horses.
Yeah, we're gonna
Buying
horn
a
a
horse.
horse. We're gonna horn a horse.
we're talking golf now, though.
Yeah, let's start going.
I mean, so there's a guy Thomas Longbella. Talk about that.
Yeah, Thomas Longbella. He was a
Wait a
he's a
second.
gopher.
What's his last name?
Longbella.
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 Got it.
Matter of fact, his aunt, he's from Wisconsin, went to the
okay,
University
yep.
of Minnesota,
Yep.
came up, played North Dakota Open many years. His aunt has a lake cabin on Middle Cormorant.
Is that for fact?
Yeah, there's signs right by the fireman's cabin, about 4 down from the fireman's cabin. Longbella.
Really?
Longbella. Yeah, so he wins on PGA Tour Americas down in, I don't want to say Bermuda, but I don't know exactly. But that was his first win, and they showed his path. I think he had, in his last 9 events, I think he had like 8 missed cuts.
Ooh. Wow.
And then he shows up and wins. Now, the event
never
was
know.
shortened to 54 holes, but you still got to get to the top of the leaderboard and play some good golf. So that's solid
And the
effort.
side story on this is Lucas drew him in the Pine to Palm a few years ago. And it was always kind of whenever you got a chance to play the gopher at the Pine to Palm.
Sure.
And we smoked that dude.
Yeah, we ended on 15, I think.
Wow.
I remember. I mean, I think that was a year I birdied 13 every single round
Quite possibly.
because we got to 13 and we had our game plan. And I guess we didn't smoke them because we were all square after 12, or I was.
It
one
ended
down
on
after
15
12.
green.
I must have won a barrage then because
Yep.
it comes to 12. I
You go
lost
12.
it. Yeah, I lost it with a birdie. And then we get to 13, and he hits driver on 13, and 13's a little dogleg left, pond up in front. And my game plan was I always hit iron out there, 3 iron, 4 iron out into the fairway. He hits driver just short of the green. And I look at him, big hitter, the llama. And I look at him, and we decide for whatever reason, let's hit driver.
Oh.
I've never hit driver on that hole.
Oh, boy.
I hit driver right into the first tree.
What?
Like the one close to the tee box.
Oh, boy. Off on the left there?
Yep. Longbella's got a smile the size of Texas. Walk up there, can't find it. Thinking it goes into the water, into the penalty area. Find my ball just dropped down just short of the penalty area. Perfect view right at the green. I hit a wedge to about 13 feet, roughly. He gets up to his ball, chili dips his first one short of the green. Hits his next one up there to like 8 feet for par. Well, I must have been closer because he had to hit his par putt before I hit my birdie putt. He missed it. I made birdie. And then it was just a trickle down win on 15.
Wow.
So basically, you won
I got
the
lucky.
54 hole event.
basically.
kinda.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah.
I beat
Nice
him in
job,
other
LJ.
events too, and he beat me. So he's a good player. He's a really nice guy. He's a good player.
Yeah. He's a gopher.
So congrats to him. Yeah, he is a gopher. So, but yeah, congrats to him.
What's a
lot of
purse
good-
for something like that? Any idea?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
I don't know if it's quite the 100. PJ Tour Americas, I don't know.
40,000?
Yeah, 40, 50.
We'll look it up.
It's nice.
Look it up.
That's nice.
But yeah, he made the cut at the opposite field event in, maybe that one was in Bermuda. Either made the cut or missed it by one. He like missed a couple cuts in a row by one, and so then this is kind of the breakthrough for
Good for
him.
him.
So
Good.
Yeah, a lot of good golf there. And then this next week, looking at Quail Hollows, an elevated event. You got Scotty Scheffler's out of it, and assuming that's for the birth of his
Yep. That's what I
newborn
read.
son. Ludwig Oberg withdrew
Yeah.
with his knee. That's my guy. But these guys, it's being an elevated event. Use it as a tune-up for PGA Championship.
Yep. That's fun. That's
know.
coming up.
Yeah.
Mark, we'll be in Vegas for PGA.
Yeah, this article's in
that's right.
Spanish.
Oh, you gonna brush
Oh,
up?
I can break that down. How many pesos?
What's the conversion rate?
Par was 200.
Par was 200.
What?
Isn't it
I don't
normally?
know.
I'm pretty sure they don't have a different
He's
numerical
El
system.
Graduado de la Universidad de Minnesota.
We already knew that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for an amount.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
we got T-Wolves. We talked that. We talked.
Yep.
What else? Golf locally. High school. You guys are rolling.
yeah, we still have only one nice day that we've played. Every tournament, it seems like we've got 40-mile-an-hour
Crappy weather.
winds or rain.
Yeah.
But yesterday, on Monday, we were at Rose Creek in the wind. I was really proud of the guys there. I mean, that's just a battle. Ultimately, it's blowing 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to work that ball around the golf course. That's tough. And then let's see, Thursday we're going to Perham, which fingers crossed looks like a better day.
Ooh, Lakeside.
Well, Lakeside.
Love that
I don't
course.
know which
Which of the 18?
27 we're playing. Yeah,
Yeah. Have you played there yet, Nick?
No, still haven't.
Ooh.
No, I'd like to get out
it's a
there.
good golf course.
It is.
It's I qualified for the state am there. I forget which ones.
Perm?
Yeah.
Mark's got
Yeah,
his
side
MG.
of my two Pro-Am wins.
Yeah. It's a nice
Lot
track.
of good
Horses for
history.
courses.
Fits his eye. Just
Yeah.
talking about Secretariat. He's right here.
This guy right here
the Perham.
at Perham.
Lakeside.
Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, so it's going well. We've got a month left. State is the first week in June, so we got some things to work on and get some things to figure out. But right now, it's kind of Red River's the powerhouse. Davies is kind of right there with them. If we play well, we're up there as far as Shanley goes.
Yep.
If we stumble and fall, we're kind of middle of the pack. So it's kind of one of those things, and a lot of season left. A lot of season. The NDSU boys wrapped up their season. Kind of a disappointing finish, I think, for all of those. They've finished 5th, I believe, at conference. And it was, talking with Coach Kennedy, it was a birdie fest. And they just, similar to last, they just couldn't put the ball in the hole. So Jake Scarprud played well. He rolled it better. Ian Simonich, though, had probably the best finish. He was 3rd overall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost
really
got
great.
to the region, right? Because if the people ahead of them would have been on the team
Teams,
that was
they
going
get-
to the
yep.
region tournament, then they go to the next person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So good for Ian. That's I talked with his dad, Mike, for a little bit. It's Mike, right? Yep. That he was saying that when he talked to Ian just said finally. After Ian had a stellar freshman year, one of the best in program history, and then tore his ACL. And so to come back after that and finally play some good golf, that's not easy to do right there. So did you figure it out?
Long Bella has made $47,874 American.
On that win, or
Well, it doesn't break it down. He's had 2 top 10s
All right.
in 4 events.
I'm back, boys. We were
Except
thinking
3
maybe
top
40,
25s.
2
50,000.
top 10s, 1 win.
It's a nice
yeah,
pay.
that sounds about right.
Could buy us a horse.
It's a good payout. Yeah. Let's reach out.
think
LJ,
about
let's
it,
get you on tour. That's how we're going to parlay this into a pony. No pressure.
No
All right,
pressure.
nuts.
We got to buy a new saddle. Do you want to make some birdies, please?
This to buy a horse. Yeah,
like it.
yeah. A lot of golf going on. A lot of stuff going on. We talked a lot of other than golf today. I
love
don't
it.
know if there's anything else we wanted to touch on.
Local happenings here at Sweet Shots. We got that terrace is going to be ready for some outdoor music here, hopefully, as the weather permits.
Yep.
If not, we got that lounge that every Thursday, and Mark's got a great lineup of acts coming. So excited for that.
Yeah, with Mother's Day coming Sunday, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
That's right.
Come on out. Bring your family. Tell your friends.
Even your mother. Bring them.
Especially your mother.
Bring your mother. Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't golf, she can come out and she'd enjoy watching
out.
you golf and eat and drink.
Big thing coming in the lounge is this, I don't know if you've heard of her, Taylor Swift trivia coming next Tuesday.
Taylor Swift trivia.
Yeah.
She's not here, but
She's actually
You never
running
know.
the trivia.
You never
Yeah.
know. You
That'd
never
be
know.
weird if
She's got a
she-
private
She's
jet.
a frequent
She'll fly in.
listener.
She might.
hosted by Taylor Swift.
Hosted trivia about yourself.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
trivia
Okay.
about Taylor Swift.
Get here early.
I can tell you, I won't be winning that one.
You don't think so?
No, but I have a feeling that
Every
there's
answer,
people out
I'm
there.
just going to guess lover. That's like their number one. Although
Shake
she's
it
got like
off.
30. That's another one.
Yeah.
Should have Heidi come in and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Little Taylor
big
Swift
Taylor
trivia
Swift.
coming up.
Mhm.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
It's next Tuesday.
That's correct.
12?
Still,
14th.
I'm still waiting
That's
on
what
the
I said,
Star
14?
Wars trivia.
That should,
That's my.
Did you see we had that playing on
It was
May 4th?
on.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thomas would not let anybody change that channel.
It's a good man right there. I like it, Thomas. Let's keep that going.
See what else? Yeah.
Did we fully cover the story about your guy who...
I guess we didn't really get into that, but we had so much talk on the other sports. But yeah, there is just an interesting ruling as far as on the Europe. Well, it's not European tour, the DP World Tour over in China. One of the players hit his tee shot into one, and Mark, I'll get your opinion on this, but he hit his tee shot wayward into, they called it a jungle. I mean, you're playing in China, they're calling it a jungle. Hit it into the jungle. He's unsure if that's a penalty area, so he's going to play a provisional ball. Now, normally, I think in the rules that if you know it's a penalty area, you cannot play a provisional. He did not know it's a penalty area. So
Can
he
only play provisional under two circumstances. One, if you think your ball is either lost or out of bounds. So a penalty area is not either
covered in
lost
there.
or out of bounds. Lost through the green, meaning
So he
not
did
in
not know that, so he plays a provisional ball. He goes up there. They find his ball in the penalty area, but he did not know it was a penalty area. Turns out it was. The rules official tells him, nope, you have to play your provisional now. Second rules official comes over, nope, you have to play your provisional. He plays the provisional. It's a par 5, hits his what would be his 4 shot from, I assume, 200 yards, makes par. Comes out after the round that the rules officials were incorrect and that he could play his original ball out of the penalty area had he found it, which he did. And so to fix the situation, they then took a stroke off of his score and gave him a birdie instead of a par. That was a first round 70. The second round, he comes out, shoots 71, 3 under, makes a cut on the number.
Wow.
So the rules official basically helped him make the cut. I have never heard of a situation like this, and apparently it's well within the rules. But I don't know, Mark, in your tournament director experience, awarding someone or taking away a stroke?
That seems
No,
weird.
I thought the rule even read that at a certain point, even if the committee gave you the wrong ruling, that ruling stands. I mean, it's in the moment. It's like a basketball official calling a foul. I mean,
off of there,
maybe
yeah.
sometimes they review that, but once that's passed, it's passed. You're not going to go
Right, they
back
can't-
and go,
at the end of the game.
well, you get some free throws, Nick, because we missed that.
And you probably would have made him. So we'll give you 2 more.
Yeah. You're not even making me shoot the ball.
Would, you probably would have got that ball out of the penalty area
Very odd.
into
Wow.
So
That's
Very
crazy.
odd. But for listeners out there, really, when you hit a ball that's likely to be out of bounds or lost, you should declare, you must declare, hey, this next ball is a provisional ball.
Yes.
If you don't declare it as a provisional ball and you just hit another ball, and you don't
yours.
say
You gotta play it,
then you're putting that ball in play.
Yep.
Now, if a player doesn't realize that over the hill, it's a penalty area, water hazard or a jungle that's marked with red or yellow. If you don't realize that off the tee and you hit a provisional because you go, wow, that's way right. I don't know what's over there. I'm going to hit a provisional in case. Evidently, if your ball is then found, you can play that ball out of the hat. I mean, what if the ball would have been playable out of the jungle? He would have been able to play that under that situation.
And that's where I think they got the overall decision of giving him a stroke off because they were saying you could play that.
And he got but the ruling's the ruling.
Yeah.
There's no going back once you get a ruling. Even if it's a bad ruling, there's no going back. That seems odd to me.
It is odd, and that's why I brought it up. It's just because there's just very rarely are there clear cut and dry rulings on stuff like that on an instance like this. So
yeah, if it was obvious that it's a penalty area over there, and somebody in the group goes, "Hey, no, that's penalty area over there,"
you can't hit the provisional anyway.
and then the ball off the tee becomes your third shot.
Right.
Yep.
Now you have to exercise your option. You walk up to that penalty area. Hey, it's in there. Okay, I'm dropping.
Which I think it shouldn't go unnoticed that he still made par
Right.
So
from his tee ball. I mean, he eagled it essentially
Or provisional ball from that second.
from his provisional ball.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
impressive. Now, he would have missed the cut anyway if they just would have left it a par. But there's your little rules nugget for today.
Thank you.
So, anything else? Any finals?
go Wolves.
Go
Yeah,
Wolves!
Go Wolves.
Friday.
Big Minnesota basketball podcast now. And we're buying a horse.
Yep.
We're buying a horse.
I'll start looking.
All right. That's gonna,
Preferably 4 legs.
Yes.
do you get a discount if there's 3?
Check the glue factories.
All right. I got it, guys.
All right, that's going to do it here for us on another round at Sweet Shots. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.